Hello, I am the Ohio Sports Guy, and well, NBA free agency is well underway. A lot of the big signings have already happened, but still, the question remains where a lot of the NBA's biggest stars will land when the season starts, especially with all the trade rumors that are flying about on NBA Twitter, on NBA social media in general now, of where a lot of these guys will go. So today, we're going to try to predict some of the biggest trades that are yet to happen this offseason and see where these disgruntled stars will end up come the start of the NBA season. All right, let's go. Damian Lillard takes his talents to South Beach. The Blazers GM basically said they're not willing to trade Damian Lillard until they get the value they want by saying they'll wait a couple months to trade him. However, I believe a trade will happen before the beginning of this upcoming NBA season. So the deal I have is something like this. Ben Simmons, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, Edmund Sumner, and 2 first-round picks go to the Blazers. The Heat will then receive Damian Lillard along with rookie Dariq Whitehead. And finally, the Nets, the third team in this deal, will receive Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry for the troubles. This helps the Blazers get rid of Damian Lillard, who does not want to be in Portland, and helps get some more minutes for Scoot Henderson along with Anthony Simons and Shaedon Sharpe in their young guard duo that they can have, or even trio, depending which one of those guys will become the sixth man or even a seventh man in the scenario that Damian Lillard does stay, along with taking a flyer on a guy like Ben Simmons, who can, honestly, if he can get back to all-star level, be a building block for the future of his organization and play in like the 4 position that he's done well at when he's needed to. I mean, Ben Simmons has played all across the court, but if he can recapture the magic he had once he was good back in Philadelphia or even at a time in Brooklyn, he could be an elite player for this Blazers team, and why not take a flyer on him with the contract he has? The Blazers are not looking to compete in the next couple of years, even though the Jeremy Grant contract says otherwise. That was basically just a ploy to keep Damian Lillard in town, which clearly failed. But they can still get a couple guys like Ben Simmons, or even if that doesn't work out, you get 2 young guys in Jaime Jaquez along with Nikola Jovic who can help you develop for the future along with 2 first-round picks. This is a no-brainer move to make for the Blazers if this is the value being offered. Miami, they obviously win this trade, getting the guy they want to push the needle that much more forward to winning an NBA title, getting Damian Lillard to pair up with Jimmy Buckets, and then as well getting Dariq Whitehead to add to an already stacked Miami team who could kind of replace a Max Strus or a Gabe Vincent, a role player kind of guy who they lost in this past free agency. And finally, the Nets, they get a young guy in Tyler Hero to put alongside their new budding star in Mikal Bridges, along with an aging Kyle Lowry to kind of be a veteran presence. All around, a big win-win as every team will stay under the luxury tax based on this trade just barely, but still, he can go and try to win. The Blazers can rebuild a lot of young talent, and the Nets, they can basically just exist and be fine as like a 5 or a 6 seed in the East. Overall, it's a good trade. 76ers go all in with Pascal Siakam. In this trade, I had the 76ers acquiring Pascal Siakam while sending 2 first-round picks, one of them being top 10 protected, alongside 2 second-round picks to the Raptors. And finally, the cherry on top of this deal will be Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris and Pascal Siakam, their contracts are pretty comparable. Both are expiring deals. So if you're the Sixers, why not try and swap out Tobias Harris, who, as Jimmy Butler reminds Sixers fans in an infamous comment, that they kept over him? Why not trade Tobias Harris, who they're going to get rid of regardless at this point, to a team like the Raptors who are trying to rebuild while getting one of their star players and adding another one to already a strong squad with Maxey and Embiid and maybe James Harden if they can convince him to stay? This move might be the one that keeps James Harden in the city of brotherly love, opposed to being traded out elsewhere, even though that does not seem likely at this current moment. And as well for the Raptors who are in rebuild mode, if Tobias Harris impresses, keep him around on a shorter-term deal after this year. If not, let him walk, and you'll be happy with the 4 picks you got. It makes sense. The Raptors, they're rebuilding. The Sixers, they want to win. Do this trade, swap your forwards, and in the end, it's a win-win trade. Cavs swap Allen for Capella. In this deal, I have the Cavs acquiring Clint Capella alongside a 2024 first-round pick from the Hawks while sending Jared Allen and a 2025 second in the opposite direction. The salaries for both centers are kind of identical in them, except for the fact that Allen has an extra year on his deal. The main reason why this deal happens is based on the fact of Allen's comments after the first round, where he said the lights were just a little bit too bright for him in the playoffs. If that's the case, the Cavs need to get rid of him as soon as possible and try to get as much value as you can. You do not want to have your star center being in the realm of this is too bright for me. Yeah, he might be the fourth option on the team, but anyone who says the lights are too bright on a team looking to win in the next few years or whatever Donovan Mitchell's timetable is, because you're trying to win with Mitchell. If Mitchell's gone, you're not winning a title unless you're trading him for a bunch of value, which if you're Cleveland, I don't see that happening. But get rid of Allen for a guy like Clint Capella, who spent the majority of his career thus far in Houston before moving to Atlanta in around 2020. But he was a part of a lot of those Houston Rockets teams that made big runs in the playoffs alongside James Harden. As long as picking up a first-round pick in this year's draft, get Clint Capella in the door, slot him in at the 5, and have a team that can look something like Darius Garland at the 1, Donovan Mitchell at the 2, Okoro or Karis LeVert at the 3, Evan Mobley at the 4, and at the 5, Clint Capella. Honestly, that Cavs team could win the East, and honestly, in that same breath, try to ignore the bias that is behind me with the Kyrie Cavs jersey and the Antoine Jameson bobblehead, could realistically win the NBA Finals with this team. Make this deal, Cleveland, and you could be a city of champions once again. Dallas Mavs send Chicago into rebuild mode by snatching Zach LaVine. For this deal, I have the Dallas Mavericks receiving Zach LaVine alongside a 2026 second-round pick, while the Bulls will receive Tim Hardaway Jr., Derek Lively, Josh Green, Maxi Kleber, and a 2026 first-round pick, top 10 protected. This move would obviously send the Bulls in a full rebuild mode, which honestly isn't the worst thing. Let's break down the situation that they're currently in right now. Your point guard, Lonzo Ball, is out for the year with an injury. DeMar DeRozan isn't getting any younger. Zach LaVine, he's in the prime of his career. But yet this team, they sit in NBA purgatory. They're always around the play-in, whether it be a spot or two behind those spots or a spot or two ahead and around the 6th seed. That will never win them a finals at this rate. You got to blow it up and get value for your star player, Zach LaVine, along with DeMar DeRozan while you still can. But at this point in time, I'm more worried about getting rid of Zach LaVine. DeRozan can be traded at the deadline if need be, but LaVine, teams are looking to compete. They want to have him for a full 82 games if he can stay healthy, so we have to do this move in the offseason. This move gets you a couple young talents in Derek Lively, along with a young guy in Josh Green who still has plenty of potential nearing the end of the first part of his rookie contract. We also get you 2 vets in Tim Hardaway Jr. and Maxi Kleber, who are both tradable contracts who can be moved at the trade deadline for even more assets along with DeMar DeRozan. And in addition, you get an extra top 10 protected first-round pick. This move seems to make sense for both sides, as if you're looking at the Dallas side of things, Kyrie isn't getting any younger, and you just paid him a ton of money to win now with Luka Doncic. It's only a matter of time for Luka to see the Mavs constantly losing and not making the playoffs before he requests a trade and wants to force his way out, similar to what Damian Lillard has experienced over in Portland. The only difference is that Luka has tasted playoff success before, just not getting to the finals like the teams of old in Dallas in the early 2010s. You can win now with this team and getting Zach LaVine and adding him to your big two that already is Luka and Kyrie. You can have an elite team, and honestly, Dallas could compete in the West with that team. So make this move, get Zach LaVine, and let the Bulls go and rebuild for a couple of years before they try to reemerge their glory days, similar to what they had with Michael Jordan in the 90s. Quick interruption to the video. If you are not subscribed, go down below, click the little red subscribe button, and put on push notifications to be notified when either A, we go live, or B, we upload a video, along with giving this video a like while you're at it. Alright, back to the video. Harden goes to the purple side of Los Angeles. For this deal, I have the Lakers receiving James Harden, while the 76ers receive D'Angelo Russell, a 2026 first-round pick, top 5 protected, along with the Clippers 2024 second-round pick. In this scenario, the Sixers, they can't convince James Harden to stay. This seems to be the more likely scenario of the two, and they have to get rid of him for what they can. And honestly, at this point, considering what the belief is around the NBA, they're only going to get pennies on the dollar for him. And they really can't even get real stuff. That's also part of the rumors of what's going on. Teams don't want to take a chance on James Harden and his contract. It seems like every team that he has joined that has tried to build a super team has just crumbled. I mean, things were going well in OKC, but he was the first domino to fall to leave of a team that even made the finals. He went to Houston, didn't win anything. Then he goes to Brooklyn, forms a big three with himself, Kyrie, and KD. Doesn't work. Goes to Philadelphia, and once again, he comes up short. People are worried about taking on that risk, and it seems like he has the Midas touch, or even the Chris Paul touch, you can say, of they can't win NBA titles. And that is a real scare for James Harden and his career. So why not, if you're James Harden, try to go to the Los Angeles Lakers, not the Clippers like you're trying to do, and form another big three. The big three of LeBron, Harden, AD makes a lot more sense. And it makes more sense for the 76ers, who in this deal get D'Lo, who is probably the best player that they can get in any trade as of right now, because at this point in time, Harden's value is just going lower and lower. LeBron, he's not getting any younger either. Anthony Davis, same with him. Go try and win now in LA. James Harden, get your ring. If you want to leave after this year and do what Kawhi Leonard did and then go to another team, by all means, do that. Try to win your title this year and help LeBron end up on a high. If you're the Sixers, get D'Angelo Russell in there, pair him with Tyrese Maxey in the backcourt, and try to get something going here. I mean, the 76ers, they still have Joel Embiid, the league MVP. They don't necessarily need James Harden to win. Make this move, and if things don't work out with D'Angelo Russell, just ship off his decent contract. I mean, they get around 17 to 18 mil a year. That's an easily movable contract in the NBA. Make this move and try to retool your roster if you're the 76ers, or if you're the Lakers, try to win one more time with LeBron. Overall, for both parties, this is a no-brainer of a deal. Make the phone call right now. Get this deal done ASAP. Karl Anthony Towns heads to the Big Apple. In this deal, I have Karl Anthony Towns heading to New York while sending away Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, 2024 and 2026 first-round pick in exchange for his services. The Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns big man duo has seemed to have failed in Minnesota, as it didn't lead to much success. A playoff appearance last year didn't amount to anything. You're building around Anthony Edwards now. That is the cornerstone of your franchise. It is no longer Karl Anthony Towns. But he is the more valuable of the two, along with the easier moved contract due to the control you have over him for about 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So why not trade him while you can and get a couple extra pieces to help Anthony Edwards win in the near future? Even if they kept Towns and added all these pieces without having to send anything in return, they would not be anywhere near ready to compete in the West. They still need a couple of years. So enter getting these young guys, Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson can be a solid rotational center, but he could also plug and play for Karl Anthony Towns for the time being. RJ Barrett has not blossomed into the star that everyone thought he would be coming into the 2019 NBA draft, but maybe he just needs to change his scenery, go from a big market to a small market, and let him perfect his craft out in Minnesota. If he can make this move and Mitchell Robinson can improve, then this trade would be a huge win for the Timberwolves, in addition to the 2 first-round picks they had received for their star. Yes, I know Minnesota wants to win with Karl Anthony Towns, but that seems to be a pipe dream at best right now. Get what you can for him while you still can, and try to rebuild and retool in the next couple of years to help Anthony Edwards get an NBA title and make sure your star guy doesn't want to leave, as he is probably the best star you've had since Kevin Love. Win with him if you can, and this trade is just one step in the right direction to doing so. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, go down below, give it a like, subscribe here to Ohio Sports Guy, and put on push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Thank you to the support on our last video. I believe it's at 110 views as of right now. If you have not watched that one, go back and watch it. Go under the videos tab and go find it. If you want to go under the live tab and find the games that I commentated a couple weekends ago for Explosive Fast Pitch, go there and watch those 3 games. All good contests in their own right, and watch the feature of the game in Northeast Ohio. But with that, that'll be the end of our video. Have a good day, everyone. This has been Ohio Sports Guy. Peace.